What's up, team? This is Bill Watkins with First Team Defense, and stay tuned for another episode of Tuesday Tips.
Three, two, one. What's up, team? I'm Ashley Salmon, lead female instructor of First Team Defense. This week's Tuesday's Tips is all about holsters. So, when you're looking for the right holster for you, we can't tell you what you need. You're going to have to decide for yourself. If you ever come to one of our classes, we do have many different types for you to try, hold, touch, play with if you want to. The main thing to remember with a holster, it doesn't matter if it's made out of Kydex, nylon, leather, you want to make sure that you know what level retention you need. So there are 4 different types of level retention, level 0 to level 3. And what does that mean? So right here we have a level 0. The only thing that holds the weapon into the holster is the way that the holster is made to fit this specific weapon. There's not going to be any straps or anything that holds this in. It comes out very easily. Now if you go up to level 1, which is most standard, and that's what we here at First Team Defense use. We all have level 1 holster. Level 1 holster means that there's one thing you have to do to be able to get the weapon out of that holster. Such as this one here. This one will not come out unless you hit the button. Once you hit the button, then the firearm comes out of its holster. One thing we do want to mention, we mention this in every class that we teach with the gears and gadgets. When you're getting a holster, people love these. They're really super cheap. It's a Blackhawk Serpa holster. You can go to Walmart and get these for about $25. That's super cheap because most of these holsters range from anywhere from $50 even to $120 depending on which holster you're getting. With this holster here though, however, and you can go onto YouTube and double check this out. You'll see it for yourself. With these Blackhawk Serpa holsters, if you look right here, this is where the finger button is. This is where you're going to have to be able to push the button to be able to get the weapon out of its holster. And you'll know if you come to any of our classes or if you've watched any of our other Tuesday tips, our number one thing is you keep your finger away from the trigger at all times and away from that trigger guard. When you're pushing this button, where do you think your finger is going to land every single time? Right into the trigger. It's just automatic. Your finger slips right off there. We do not allow these in our classes. They're unsafe. You can go to YouTube and double check all of this out. You can actually see that most of the time people will not be paying attention. They have not trained properly with this holster. They end up shooting themselves in the leg. So we do not recommend that. That's actually why we have this one, is what not to buy. This is not a good one, especially if you're a beginner learning how to draw from the holster for the first time. If you're a beginner, you really should be going with a level 0 anyways, something where you're not going to have to worry about that extra step. Once you get proficient with that, then you can move up into a level 1, but please don't go to that one. Get you one that either has a finger button or even like this that has the strap over top of it. They're very nice that way. So then moving on to level 2. Level 2 means there's 2 things you need to do to get your weapon out of your holster. One like this. This is a leg holster that we use in our defensive pistol and defensive rifle classes. There's 2 things you have to do to be able to get your weapon out. You have to push the button and rock this gun or it won't come out of here. And then moving on to level 3. Level 3 means there's 3 things you have to do. Maybe there's a button you have to push, maybe you have to rock it, or it could also have a hood on it all at the same time. Now again, when we're talking about everyday people and everyday carrying, that right there, level 2 and level 3, maybe not be for you because we talk about seconds count. And in a self-defense situation, you have literal seconds, less than 2 seconds. If you've ever been in one of our classes, we show you that. You don't have time to be trying to hit 3 different buttons or 2 different buttons. You don't want to have all of that extra stuff that you have to remember how to do when your body's in a self-defense situation. We don't recommend that for everyday people, okay? That is more for cops and military personnel, things like that. People who are down fighting with bad guys on the ground. Stay away from those kind of things. You guys can be more than proficient with either level 0 or level 1. Now, ladies, good thing about us is that we're up and coming into this whole thing here, whole world, and they have created a lot of stuff for us. You can have the bras, you can have tank tops, shorts, yoga pants, even the belly bands, okay? Just with garments like this, one thing you want to remember is that it is a garment. You're going to want to wash it. It gets stinky. You have to wash this stuff. Over time, what happens to all of our clothes? They stretch out. So you want to be very careful when doing this and washing them repeatedly, especially if you're only having like 1 or 2 pair and you're wearing them every day or anything like that. Be careful. That fabric's going to stretch out. Your gun's not going to have anywhere to be held securely. You want to make sure that that weapon can be put in here securely every single time. Another thing we always point on, purses, ladies. If you're going to carry off body, that is completely okay. I understand. Carrying a weapon off body is better than not carrying anything at all. We do want to remember, however, that when we go into a grocery store, what's the first thing we do with this thing? We set it in the buggy, okay? So once you put it in that buggy, maybe you forgot the ketchup, you got to go back. Don't leave this in the buggy by itself unattended. If a bad guy comes up, guess what? He just took everything from you, okay? Another thing to remember, most concealed carry bags like this one, it doesn't really have a front and a back to it, right? And it has the pocket right here, and there's actually 2 sides to the pocket where the weapon would go. And that's the only thing that should be in that pocket. Don't be sticking car keys or anything else in there. Like this one, it does come with its own holster, which is a level 0, and you would stick it right inside of here. Say I'm out and about, dealing with the kiddos, rushing around. Are you going to remember what side's what? So say you stick your weapon in here, bad guy comes at you, you forget what side it is, you go to reach in here, and you pull this weapon out, you're going to end up grabbing the wrong end, and then you're going to come out with everything, not have your weapon where it needs to be. So just make sure that if you're going to carry off body, you, again, practice with that. Find a way to mark your bag to where you know which way's which. That way you don't have to worry in a self-defense situation, am I grabbing it the right way or not? Then when it comes to vehicles, a lot of people like to leave their weapon in their vehicle. That's completely okay too. You can actually get several different holsters, such as this one. This one mounts into your car, or it also has a 3M tape that you can just stick up there, and it's supposed to hold very well. You're supposed to be able to roll your vehicle over, and it's still going to be attached with your weapon in it. These are magnetic, so you can even have a place for your spare magazine. Then as you can see, these ones are actually designed for our weapons. So the Glock 17 goes right up in here like this. And a good thing about this is maybe you're not comfortable with carrying one in the chamber yet. That's okay. With this here, you can actually leave it unloaded, nothing in the chamber, just a magazine in it. And when you're ready, you can pull down on it and it will actually charge the weapon for you. Very convenient. With that, however, you want to remember, this being out here, it does not have anything covering the trigger. So make sure that you watch your placement of this. That way the trigger doesn't get accidentally hit. And also don't leave this in a vehicle with children, obviously. You don't want them to get curious and decide to start playing with it. Okay? So that is all I have for holsters. I hope this helps you on your journey. Again, I cannot decide what's going to work for you. You have to decide for yourself what works best for yourself. Just like when you're picking out your own weapon. It is what you like, not what we like. We just like to give you an overview of what you're looking for. Till next time, be safe, be vigilant, and always watch your six.